The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is a welcome refashioning of a favorite. It's got a bigger screen and a clean design that better reflects its family. The biggest update, though, comes through a generous helping of AI that touches both hardware and software. This may be the most complete AI-ready mobile package on the market. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra was unveiled at Galaxy Unpacked on January 22. It's available to pre-order now in a choice of 4 colors: titanium silver, titanium white silver, titanium grey, and titanium black. The phone ships in either 256GB, 512GB or 1TB storage configurations, and every variant comes with 12GB of RAM. The Galaxy S25 Ultra will begin shipping on February 7 for the following prices. The 256GB variant is $1,299, the 512GB variant is $1,419, and the 1TB version is $1,659. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra looks and feels good, and while some might prefer the Galaxy S24 Ultra's more rounded styling, the S25 Ultra is 15% lighter and as a result feels better in the hand. It's also still rated IPX68 for water and dust resistance. Samsung has mostly chosen to leave the screen technology as it is, covered in more scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass Armor 2. The display still has a sharp and pleasing QHD Plus resolution, but it is slightly larger than the S24 Ultras at 6.9 inches instead of 6.8 inches diagonally. Samsung did this not by making the phone larger, but by shrinking the bezel by 15%. It is still an adaptive refresh rate screen, moving smoothly from 1Hz to 120Hz on an as-needed basis. New to the screen technology is ProScaler, which actually comes from Samsung's TV line and upscales lower resolution content. This is a hardware upgrade that will not filter down to previous models. While the camera array has been redesigned and the 3 rear lenses now almost float above the phone body, 2 of the 3 cameras are unchanged from the S24 Ultra, the 50MP 5x zoom and 200MP wide main camera. New to the trio is the 50MP ultra wide. Shooting macro images in 12MP bind format, I could already see the quality differences and was especially impressed with the level of close-up detail I could capture. The front-facing portrait camera is unchanged from the S24 Ultra. It is still 12MP, and in my brief hands-on time, it did an excellent job of capturing portrait mode photos. I may be disappointed that Samsung didn't bring back its optical 10x zoom from the S23 Ultra, but the 10x zoom that crops in on the higher pixel count zoom will probably satisfy most people. Battery size is unchanged from the S24 Ultra, but Samsung says we should expect better battery life from the Galaxy S25 Ultra thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen Elite's 3nm process and the new 40% larger vapor chamber that Samsung has paired with a thermal interface covering. The TIM sits right on top of the CPU and the vapor chamber is on top of that to deliver more efficient heat dissipation, which can extend better battery life. Speaking of the battery, Samsung says the phone is QI2 compatible, but that support is not built into the phone. In the other words, the phone will work with an external accessory that supports the updated wireless charging system. Perhaps the biggest upgrade over the S24 Ultra is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra's impressive AI capabilities. This is more than just a Galaxy AI upgrade. Samsung has infused AI throughout the system and given it broader capabilities that span across Samsung and Google apps. The company is calling it cross-section apps. Smart Select is, well, smarter now, with the ability to recognize on-screen elements and then make suggestions about what you might want to do AI-wise with the image. For instance, it could suggest a straight generative edit or making a GIF. Circle to Search is now orally capable with the ability to identify sounds in a video. It is also adept at naming the tune. I pressed the home button, tapped the new music note icon, and began humming Hot to Go by Chapel Roan. The AI got it right, bringing up the music video from YouTube in Google search. It did similarly well with my terrible hum of Fly Me to the Moon. The recognition isn't instant. You have to know more than a few words, and the software will prompt you to keep going as necessary. AI-assisted search is now more agnostic. I long pressed the home button and asked natural language questions about travel and buying a new vacuum. In each instance, the system used Google Gemini to tap into YouTube and Samsung Notes. It found what I was looking for on Google's service, dug into videos to find the details that mattered to me, made summaries, and saved them in Samsung Notes. These Gemini Live and Bixby enhancements can access all native Samsung and Google apps. Plus, Samsung plans to release the APK so that other third-party companies can become part of Galaxy AI ecosystem. At launch, it will feature built-in Spotify and WhatsApp support. Samsung has also enhanced many of its generative image tools. I took a photo and drew a marquee to select and remove all the background people in the shot with a single tap. I could tap another icon to quickly see the original photo. The Galaxy S25 Ultra did a good job, even neatly removing shadows. Other photography features have also been given a generative AI sheen. Portraits can now instantly be turned into excellent pencil sketches, and the ones I generated looked as good as any sketch portrait that might appear in the Wall Street Journal. Seeing the quality made me a little sad for the soon-to-be unemployed sketch artists around the world, although I felt a little better when I took another portrait but in less dramatic light, and the sketch looked nothing like my subject. There is also a powerful new AI audio cleanup tool called Audio Eraser, which I use to remove distracting background noises from an interview. I could do it on the fly in the video playback and tone the background noises down or up to my taste. When I fully removed the background noises though, the main audio sounded a bit artificial. This is similar to the audio mix tools Apple introduced with the iPhone 16 Pro, but with fewer audio presets, and I can't say for certain yet if it has more limited capabilities until I get to spend more time with it. Sketch to image, which I used to entertaining effect on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 last summer, is now multi-modal, which means you can start with a photo, draw on that, and have the generative AI do its image magic. You can also use text prompts to adjust the image, although I didn't get to try this feature in my brief hands-on time. Even Samsung's photo library app, Gallery, has been given a brain transplant and now lets you search by voice. I asked it to show me pictures of wine and quickly got a gallery of photos of wine bottles. One UI 7, a 3-year-long project for Samsung, has had a complete makeover. I generally like One UI because it's long been one of the least overbearing Android overlays, and based on my brief look at it, I think One UI 7 continues this trend. There is also a new Now Brief widget which uses on-system AI to learn about you and give you morning and evening briefs that can help you manage your days and nights. There's a health-related info, upcoming schedules, your energy score, sleep quality, weather, reminders, and more. The connections to some of Samsung's other devices like the Galaxy Ring are impressive. If you own all the latest Samsung gear, the Galaxy S25 Ultra could be an even more worthwhile upgrade. What's interesting here is how Samsung is managing this private data locally using something called the Personal Data Engine. Through this The phone sends your data to an onboard core that can use AI to understand and act as AI agents on your behalf. None of your data, which is protected by Samsung's Knox security, is shared with the cloud or with apps. It's the kind of insight Apple has been promising us with Apple Intelligence but has so far failed to deliver. The S Pen is still there, but Samsung has removed Bluetooth LE support because it told us no one was using it. Its main function was to enable you to use the pen as a remote control for shooting photos or controlling presentations. I doubt I will miss it. Otherwise, the S Pen's operation is unchanged. I drew with it a bit on the S25 Ultra and was impressed with the responsiveness. Finally, the good news is that Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra costs the same as its predecessor, starting at $1,299 for 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. That's still a hefty price, but you should expect some early promotions to lower the pocket pain, and trade-in deals are typically excellent.